Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hey. So that'll get better at some point. Not today, but at some point. Or maybe you'll just get used to it. So today we're making the best oxtail ever, and we're just going to start out with a Dutch pot, which is a heavy-duty pot that almost all Caribbean households have. If you do not have a Dutch pot, then just go ahead and find your heavy-duty pot that is not nonstick. All right, so I've covered the bottom of my pot with some oil, of course, to begin. And what you'll see me doing here is just going ahead and adding sugar. I'm adding about a half a cup of sugar to the bottom of my pot because I'm making a couple pounds of oxtail. If you're making less, then you will add less. Alrighty, so what we're going to do here, Caribbean people refer to it as burning sugar. I'm Trinidadian, guys, so that's the Caribbean that I'm referring to. We refer to this as burning sugar, but I guess in other terms you could say we're caramelizing the sugar. We're just going to go ahead and heat that oil and sugar together because it is going to create a browning for our oxtails. All right, so here you'll see I just have my cleaned oxtails in a bowl. Like I said, I'm making a couple pounds. I think this is about 4. And I've just gone ahead and washed these with vinegar because that is customary to clean our meats. Do your thing, okay? I ain't getting into it with y'all. I'm not debating with nobody about cleaning meats, washing legs, none of it, okay? So I've gone ahead here and I've just added so far some seasoned salt as well as some coarse black pepper. Now I'm going to be adding some granulated garlic. Guys, I believe in seasoning to taste. So you can gather what you see me doing here, fully covering my meats in seasoning, or, do it your way. This is all about how you're going to enjoy your food. This is how we enjoy food in my house. Okay? So I've added so far some seasoned salt, coarse black pepper, garlic powder, which you guys saw me add. And that liquid I just added there was some Worcestershire sauce, or you can use soy sauce, just something to tenderize your meat. And then there you'll see I've added in a cup of minced garlic. You already know if you watched this channel before, we love garlic, we love spice. So here my bowl is containing all our fresh ingredients, which is onions. That's 2 large onions on the right side of our bowl, 2 small tomatoes on the bottom left-hand side, and 2 sweet green bell peppers on the top of the tomatoes there on the left side. And in the center, you'll see I have 3 bay leaves, a small bunch of thyme, and 2 Scotch bonnet peppers. Now, keep in mind, those are very, very spicy, so you're going to use those according to what you like to eat. All right, so then you'll see here, this is what our burnt sugar is looking like. Now that we've given that some time, it is no longer white, it is brown, which is going to be amazing when we add our meats into the pot. It is going to give it such a beautiful color. So these videos, the cooking portion and the seasoning portion, were done on 2 different days because we need our meats to actually marinate overnight. All right, so with that being said, here it is. I'm just adding in all those seasonings that you guys saw me just talk about there in the bowl, and I'm adding them to our meats. And then we're just going to go ahead and mix this all up. And what you see there is just some browning in the bottom of my bowl, like that black color you guys are seeing. And you'll see it on some of the peppers. I started to add the browning to the vegetables by mistake. And then, anyway, here we are. You see me adding some additional browning there to my bowl. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get this all mixed up and combined. Alrighty, so I'm going to get this combined. And like I said, we leave this to marinate overnight. So I did this actually the night before I recorded actually cooking the meats because we like our food to be well seasoned, let everything marry. I don't know, it's just customary. I guess when you're raised doing things a certain way, you just kind of keep that up. So that's what is going on there. I'm just going ahead and just putting this all together so those seasons can be all through our entire dish. We want this whole dish to taste good. So I'm mixing that all together, and then I'm going to go ahead and just cover it up and stick it in the fridge. So what you see here is the following day when I'm actually cooking, and I've gone ahead and separated out the meat from the vegetables. And you can see here I have added our meat to the pot now. That pot of burnt sugar that we had there, and do you see how the cup already, we've been in the pot for about 30 seconds now, and already things are coming together, okay? The oxtails do not have much color before you add them to the pot, which is our reasoning for that burnt sugar. And then you can see as we begin to saute them in that burnt sugar that they'll begin to take on that beautiful brown color that we see in the end when it's on our plate and we're going crazy, not thinking about how it all came together. So I'm just going to stir this and let it sit for a minute so it could begin to take that color, because I don't want to move it around too much because I want the oxtails that are on the bottom to go ahead and take that color on, and then we'll mix it up some more and, you know, just kind of slowly coat our way through the entire pot. So you'll see here, this is about 20 minutes into our cooking process. Now that color is looking great already. And I'm just literally like I sped this up a little bit because like it's repetitive. But I'm just like kind of flipping those oxtails over, those ones lacking color, so that we could get to this result right here. Do you guys see how good those look? Like, do you agree? Is it just me? Let me know down in the comments below. So I've let those oxtail actually like cook for about 40 minutes by this point. And now I'm going to just add in all those vegetables once we've gotten that color, once we've sealed our meats. I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of what we had in our bowl. As you can see, those Scotch bonnet peppers, I've thrown those right on in. Some people don't add them till the end. That's not my way. But of course, you guys are going to do what works for you all. I'm just giving you a guideline here. And I'm just going ahead and mix this up. And then I'm going to actually put my lid on this and let it simmer and do its thing. I'm not adding any additional liquids as yet. You just want this to go ahead and simmer and let those natural juices come together with those vegetables that we've added. So this is an additional 20 minutes later. This is a dish of patience, guys. Definitely a dish of patience. It's going to take you a couple hours in total if you do this without a pressure cooker. If you guys want the pressure cooker recipe, it is very similar to this, but I will go ahead and do that for you. Just let me know if you do, and I'll show you that. That will cut down your cooking time some. All right, so I'm just stirring this up. And as you can see, those vegetables now are starting to cook down. They're starting to become translucent. By the time our dish is done, you see how these vegetables here are just like kind of whole. You can spot them out. By the time we're actually done making this dish, you will not be able to see any of these vegetables at all, which is an indication to you that you followed what I said, okay? And your oxtails are going to be the best as well. All right, now this is something you can pass down, guys. I was taught these things in some way or another, and here I am relaying the info to you all. All right, so here it is. I am going to actually stir this up a little more, and then I'm going to just kind of center all my oxtail into the middle of the pot. I'll just be like sort of moving them on top of each other. And then I'm going to put my lid back on and let that simmer for an additional 30 minutes. And when I let that simmer for that additional 30 minutes, you'll see this is where we end up here. Oh, that pepper burst, meaning that this dish is going to be spicy. Well, we love pepper, we love garlic, so it's fine. I am now just trying to show you guys that there's not too much liquid at the bottom of the pot. And when your pot is like this, don't worry, you didn't do anything wrong. This is what we want going on right now. We still want that oxtail to be cooking in all its natural juices. We will get some more liquid in here for that gravy, that coveted oxtail gravy that people love so much. we'll get some additional liquid into the bottom of the pot for this. And you see I'm about to add my liquid because our oxtails are almost done here. We've been cooking now for about 2 hours. And you'll see I'm scraping the bottom of the pot because I want to get those seasonings up off of the bottom there. About how you see it looks along the side of the pot is how it is in the bottom. So we want to scrape all that up because we are about to add our liquid now to create that gravy. So here you see me adding in some boiling water I had in the kettle. I always keep a pot of boiling water as I'm cooking. You can additionally add chicken stock or beef stock, whatever you prefer. But I am just going to do some water here, some boiling water, because I was misinformed about what was in my pantry, but that's okay. So again, I'm just adding this water here, and this is going to begin to create our gravy. Now you'll see I'll add water up until just about the same level as the meat I have here, adding in sort of like a little at a time because I don't want to rinse our oxtails out. I want this water to work along with the gravy that we've been building all this time. All right, so I'm going to recover that. And about 10 minutes later, here you see that gravy is coming together from that oxtail seasoning as well as the meats and vegetables that we put in there. And at this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and actually test this, like fish one out and just test to see how tender my oxtail are, if I want to add some additional water or what. So we are approaching that time where you're able to go ahead and decide if you're going to put some butter beans in here or not. This would be the time to go ahead and maybe get your can opened and start to get that ready. But for us, we're going to add a little bit more water here because I want some more gravy with our oxtails. I made 4 pounds of meat, so I want for there to be some gravy to accompany all this. So I'm going ahead and doing a little taste test now. And this just determines how much ketchup I add. Yes, I said ketchup. I know you guys are all looking around like, what the? Yep, just like this, my favorite. But just trust me. Trust the process. That gravy is going to balance out your gravy of your oxtails perfectly. And then at that point, sorry guys, my sister walked in there. So now you see that I've added that ketchup. Look at that gravy. That's what you want on your plate. I told y'all to just trust the process. Our oxtail is coming together beautifully, okay? So I'm going to add just some additional water here and let that boil for another, I would say about 15 minutes or so, just to completely combine. As you see, I'm checking that oxtail there. You can see I am able to cut it with a spoon, so it's almost good to go. So at this point, if you want butter beans in your oxtail, this is the time to add them. And here we are, guys. Yes, I'm just flashing that little can of butter beans. My family doesn't like them, so I don't add them. And this is it. This is a finished product. This is our oxtail. I've made some white rice. I have made some sauteed cabbage. If you guys want recipes on that, just go ahead and put it in the comments. I'll put those recipes up on the channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know how your oxtail goes. This has been like foolproof for me for some time, so let me know. As always, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on those other social medias. You'll find them linked down in the description. Thank you.